Good evening, everybody. This is Tad, the moderator, the host, youhavetheright.com. Today is December 18th, 2025, and we're going to be discussing credit reports, credit repair, and things that you can do to get negatives removed from your reports. And before we begin, if you have negative credit and you want to use our program, please know that we do have coaching available for you. Just go to youhavetheright.com, click on the contact link. There's a couple of them. Fill them out, send me a message, and we'll get to you. So we're here with Donnie. Donnie?
Hi, I'm here. How you doing, brother?
Yeah. So,
good to hear your voice.
Yeah. You too. So, what have you got for us today?
Well, we're happy for the call. I'm happy to be on the call, and I'm happy that you got through your personal challenge and back taking care of business.
Yeah, it's no fun.
We've all had the personal challenge, so it's nice to have somebody you can talk to. We're back with the credit repair and credit reporting and dealing with the credit agencies, the lenders, and debt collectors. It's still it's a tougher game. They've toughened up on taking things off of people's credit profiles. So we have to change our game too. They're talking about changing the FICO scoring system. I haven't gotten anything concrete on that yet. And the bureaus are talking about doing some things on submissions. Again, this is stuff that we hear in the credit industry, rumor mill.
What was that again? You heard that they're what?
That they're changing the way that they're going to do their disputes. And so that's what I've heard. That's the dispute system. Nothing concrete, just that's the people like I know who just does this in the business. We try to keep each other abreast of what's going on. For those who might have a credit problem, a credit report, and want to get us involved, we're testing out a system right now where you will be able to clean a credit report guaranteed in 60 days or less. I'd like to get that out there, then come back on in a couple of weeks and see what kind of results we've had for people who want to. I think everybody who comes needs to get their credit repair. They all want it done quickly, and unfortunately it doesn't happen like that. Sometimes it can, but sometimes it can become a real project, unfortunately. So we're testing out something that we're pretty excited about, and hopefully if Tad brings him back in a couple of weeks, we'll have some really good news.
Yay. However, our current program can still get negatives removed and your debts with those accounts either reduced or eliminated, which is unique.
It truly is. My thing for the last couple of years, 2-3 years, has been the lawsuits. Everyone needs to understand they are hurting you. They are damaging you. They are doing this voluntarily if they are putting negative remarks in your credit profile. There's nowhere they are obligated to report. This is all voluntary. So if I do something voluntarily to hurt another individual, I can be held accountable. And the same thing, these people are voluntarily putting negative remarks, trademarks in people's reports. They're doing it like ABC 1, 2, 3. And my dismay is that we're not challenging them enough. I had a young lady who we could have brought on. I didn't think about it too late, but she got her second lawsuit that we just recently settled about a week ago. She got her check. I don't want to tell her story. I want to bring her back on and let her tell it before you can.
Okay.
But it's just, yeah.
Maybe
it's
next week.
Lawsuit.
Oh, no, not next week. Next week is...
No. Yeah, Christmas. No, but after Christmas, be more and get her on. So she's done 2 very successful. Her and her husband now have, we just put 2 more before the courts. So we're still getting results. I've got some people sprinkled around the country, as you know, to have. And it's amazing to see the results from these lenders and these debt collectors, see how they deal with it.
you ready for any kind of questions or anything?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, if you got questions or you just want to say something or whatever,
please.
Star 6 on your phone. Hit star 6. There we go. Mr. Tucci.
Okay. Thank you for taking my question. First question was on the website letters. Are those letters consistent with the recent discussion about not mentioning any of the United States Code, Graham-Leach, all those federal statutes, or should I go through those letters and take care of that stuff myself? In other words, are the letters up to date?
The letters sending out to the lenders, is that correct?
Lender and the collection agency.
Right. So Donnie?
Yeah. The letters are, I'm always evolving with the letters and everything else, but the letters, those codes are fine for letters of dispute. When you get into suing, that's a different ballgame. Because we're not suing under the federal. Federal's a pain in the butt and it's a lot more difficult. So when we're doing lawsuits for TAD is coaching and teaching, what I coach and teach is everything for your state codes. California, I do nothing with state. If I'm writing a letter and I want to put Graham-Leach Act or credit card or any other TILA, RESPA, I can do that and put the federal codes in there. That has no problem with that. But I do not do that with small things. I'm sorry, what was the question?
No, just so the complaint itself is state only.
No, state only. And if you need help with that, I have more than no problem helping. We have templates for several, probably 12 different states right now. What state are you in today?
Massachusetts.
Okay, see, I've never done Massachusetts before, but
when I'm finished up, I'll send it along.
Okay. But yeah, as far as up-to-date, we're always changing. My morning starts with about 2 or 3 hours worth of research every morning on the computer. Okay, so even before I start working and disputing or the lawsuits, it starts, and I've been doing this for 8 years. I'm still researching every morning. So when you say up-to-date, when I'm writing the lenders or the bureaus, you can put all the federal codes in there. You can put one code. You can put one. It depends on what you want to do. Now, when I go to court, that's a different ballgame. When we go to court, we don't want to put 20. We want one issue usually. One issue. And then we want to hammer them under one issue. And they cannot get around.
Okay.
You give them 2 issues, you give them 2 reasons to rule against you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we keep it simple. The KISS theory works for us in small claims.
Can I ask about
the future?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No.
So you mentioned going to court. So in our state, small claims can be removed to Superior Court by right. Is that something that really I guess they would have to feel like they had a good reason to, hire lawyers and things. If that was the case, which they probably, judging based on what you're saying, they probably are going to want to settle. But do we have to be really worried about a case being a small claim or being removed to Superior Court?
You said they can remove it by right?
There's no justification really. It's pretty easy for a defendant to remove a small claims case to a Superior Court. I don't know if you've run into that.
I haven't done Massachusetts. I will take a look for you. That's interesting. Normally, you have to have a federal question, or it's supposed to be a federal question. But what these dog attorneys do, if I cite, we have one right now where we cite it not in the complaint, but in the addendum to the complaint. So we're suing under California law, but we also said, look at that law over here at the feds. and they have removed it or trying to right now. It's going to be I'm going to blow a gasket if the courts accept this, because we do not sue under anything federal. And I also have a document that says every little, even if it is federal issue, does not mean the federal courts have to look at it. So if you were suing for $5,000, why is that a federal issue?
Right.
And why would the federal courts even want to look at it? Makes no sense. But what we also do, because we had a couple, we had one in Texas, two in Texas, where they actually removed it to federal court. The game was that cat, and they'll remove the federal court, then they'll ask for dismissal based on the pleading is not sufficient for federal court, which is true. But in both times in Texas, the judge allowed us to amend the complaint to meet federal standards. So when they do that, if we run into that and the judge allows us a high day in court, then we can ask for a lot more money. We've got one right down in North Carolina where we started at $7,000. We had to bring the complaint up to federal standards. So now we're asking for $70,000. So when they want to play dirty and low, then we'll play dirty and low with the guy. But we really want to keep it in small claims for time, efficiency, and I'm not an attorney by any way, stretch means. Tad's not an attorney. So we don't want to play attorney. We just want to play piss-off consumer. That's who I am.
I had two other questions, but I could jump off and get back in line. I don't want to take up that time.
All right, so we'll do that.
I'll raise my hand again.
All right, thank you. All right, Mary.
In the complaint, are we also showing identity theft, especially when one has their name trademarked and copyrighted?
If that's the case, I would do that, certainly. Great question. I would certainly do that, and that would probably be a bigger issue with the agencies. With the agencies, Equifax, Experian, TransUnion. We sued TransUnion and got good results twice. We sued Experian, and I haven't gotten the results back yet. But we got them on the run, believe me. They are responding, and it's nothing that they've responded yet where that has made me say, wow, ouch. Nothing that, took my breath away, like, oh, wow, how are they going to beat this? So we keep it simple. The issues are very depth. If that applies, then certainly it applies, okay? And you can use that. But again, I would taper it, make sure you check on the identity theft codes in your state. Every state has their own. Yeah, for sure. As we look around today, every time I get on TV or YouTube or anything else, they all talk about privacy. Read our privacy. Yeah. Read our privacy. They're violating your privacy every day. Every state has a constitution.
I did. I read it. It says you have no privacy.
Yeah, there you go. But everybody's talking about privacy until it comes to credit reporting.
Well, it depends on which constitution you're talking about. The Constitution for, from, or of. There's 3 different constitutions. So, it just depends on which constitution they want to use with us, for us, or to us. But there was one more thing I was going to...
Come back to you.
I know what it was. And a lot of these statutes and codes are actually going through New York State. So whatever's going on in New York State actually can a lot of times be going through the other states too. So thank you. That's all I got for tonight. Have a blessed evening.
Thank you, Mary. All right, Vital.
Good evening, Dawn and Tad. How's it going, Tad?
Vital, it's going awesome. Things are brighter now that you're here.
Oh, all right. I hope I can live up to that. I wanted to clarify something that, by the way, they got in Massachusetts. I'm on Massachusetts also. If you could give them my email, I'd love to network with them, if possible. I wanted to clarify something that Don was talking about the Superior Court. I think Don misunderstood. What he's talking about here in Massachusetts Superior Court is the county court. It's a higher court than the district courts for the state. And you can definitely move it to Superior Court. But if it's a small claims case, like below $7,000, they usually want to keep it in the small claims court. If you want more money, you can bring it to the Superior Court. But it's not a federal issue. It's just within the state.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's what you want to do. If you're looking at the quickest way, I say I have 5 items on my report. $5 or $5,000 and less, or $6,000 or $7,000. I'm going to attack those first. And if I got one for 10 or 12, I'll go after those later. But we want to be speedy, efficiently, and where they cannot bring a lawyer into court. They do it sometimes in their little games, but in theory, they can't bring a lawyer into court. But we're not trying to go to court. We're only trying to use as leverage. See, how much money do they want to throw at this thing? Okay? How much money do they want to throw at
Yeah, that's another thing I was going to remind everybody of. The idea is never to go to court. It's try to settle and move on to the next one, and divide the claims up so it's one at a time, like you're saying, is the best way. It reminds me of years ago on a call, somebody was talking about a lady that had like 78 violations, of them, using auto dialer and this and that. And she filed one case, and the attorney contacted her to settle, and she took the settlement and everything. And now that he has admitted to doing it and paid for one, she said, okay, now what about the other 74 or whatever it was?
Right. That's
so that's the idea, and that's the approach that I usually like to take myself. The other thing with the lady that was talking about the Constitution and all that, these courts are dealing with fictions in contract, and the contract is the law. The Constitution doesn't apply. The Constitution cannot impair the obligation of private contracts. So, and it's not us. It's a name that we're using as a fiction to do business, interact with other fictions.
Right. My point, of course, Constitution, California, Florida, Texas, Oklahoma, is that the Constitution, everyone I've read for the states, not federal, for the states, says we have the right to privacy. And they are violating that right every day. And you're right, they're doing business, which is great. I don't have a problem doing business before the courts. But what I'm saying, they are voluntarily violating your right to privacy. Now, if they cause me hurt, harm, or damage, and I get turned down for credit, a car, a house, then I'm going to find somebody who did that, and we're going to go to court and talk about it. Right, and the other thing is it's consumer protection laws, and that applies between fictions. The fiction is a consumer, and the business entity that's doing business with that fictitious consumer, they have protections. And if they violate those protections, then they got to pay. That's how it goes. That's what we appreciate. All right. That's all I got. Appreciate the call.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Take care.
Hey, Mr. Tucci.
Elise Natal.
So, what are your other questions?
I'm a good friend of Natal, so
okay.
Here in Massachusetts. The other question I have is the 93A. We have a section of state law called 93A, and it's an administrative process. It starts with a demand. They actually outline 30 days to cure or to provide a settlement. And my question is, should I modify some of the timelines and things to conform with our state's prescribed timelines of our administrative process here, or do you think it's okay just to do things, in the timelines that we have? I guess maybe. All right, yeah, that's my question. I'm sorry. I have one more question, but go ahead. If you could answer that, does that make sense?
Yes, it depends if you're making a demand or a dispute. When you're writing the agencies, Experian, TransUnion, LexisNexis, these jerks, the law gives them 30 days to respond. Okay, if it's a second response, you can go down to 15. If you're writing the lender or alleged lender or debt collector, now you can change the time frame. Okay, you can say respond within 15 days. But I would think it depends. So if you're are you trying to set them up, or are you just trying to get off? If you're trying to set them up for a lawsuit, or that's what you want documented, or if you're just trying to get the stuff off the report. Okay, so you do have that leeway.
Yeah, well. Okay, so with that in mind, can I give you sort of where I am in the process right now?
Sure.
Okay, so I got a pre-legal letter. It was accountable mail. I called them on the day. I didn't want to dishonor their notice, so I called them on the day. I had a nice conversation with some guy that I had to be transferred to somebody, I guess, with a few more neurons. And anyway, in the call, I verbally gave him a demand for the full account, not a full accounting, but just a verification of the debt and the assignment and the chain of custody of the assignment. But now I'm wondering, I'm thinking that your first letter can serve as the written notice after I just made that call with them, because it seems like it has all the elements in there. Right after the call, I got my denial for I got my denial for another credit card. It showed up on my credit report the next day as a collection account now, so it was never on there before, but now it's on there, and that's why as soon as I saw it, I went and I got harmed. Are
you in touch with Chad about coaching? Is your first one?
Yeah, this is my first one. Maybe I should. Tad,
yes.
Can I? First one, I always recommend they get coaching from Tad.
Yes.
Because after you get to coach on the first one, you should. In theory, you should be able to do the rest of them. These people right now, like this lady the we've done 3 for her. Hopefully, she'll be on the next call. She doesn't need me anymore. Now she still comes to me, but she doesn't need me to do these anymore. So that's the goal, is that we teach you and everyone else how to go do it and control your report. So if you're not got in touch with that, as far as that, I would recommend it. Okay.
Massachusetts, $7,000 limit for Massachusetts.
Yep.
Ouch.
That's not bad. It's not great. They raised we were at 10 for a while. They raised us to 12 out here.
All right, so, we got coaching. Go to the website or respond to your notice for this call and send me an email, and we can talk tomorrow.
Awesome. Thank you.
Always keep it simple. It's small claims. You just, hey, Your Honor, I'm just a small-time regular guy, and these people violated my rights. I got denied credit. I wrote them. I called them. I don't recommend calling, but I wrote them. It's all documented here. Keep it simple.
All right. Okay. So, contact me tomorrow. So if anybody else has any questions, hit *6 on your phone and raise your hand. Yeah, we probably have a small crowd tonight. I forgot to send out the reminder email this morning. Gosh darn it.
Okay, so we'll have a larger crowd next time.
Yeah, but in January we'll have more calls. I'll have a better chance. Okay, so last call for questions, comments. Up, Vital. Go ahead, buddy.
I'm having a hard time hearing Donnie, and I didn't hear the guy there from Massachusetts. He said we're good buddies. Who is it?
I don't know.
I didn't hear him say that. But yeah.
Okay.
I thought he was talking about the laws there in Massachusetts.
No. This is when he first heard me. After he heard me, he said that. All right. Anyway, if you can give him my email, or if he's got my email or number or whatever, contact me. I couldn't make out who it was.
Okay.
All right. Good call.
Thank you. Okay, so I think that's going to do it, Donnie. I want to thank everybody for showing up. I really do appreciate it, and I wish you a Merry Christmas, and that we all have a happier New Year. And so, Donnie, thank you very much for being here tonight, and we'll see all of you guys later.
Okay. Be safe.
Bye-bye.